And hello. Hey, babies, what's going on? Yes, honey, it is Big Meach coming at you live and in color, in living color, honey, out here on the streets of the ATL, honey, in Midtown. I just left Bulldogs. I've been sitting up in there, honey, cocktailing and carrying on, honey. So if y'all see that I'm a little bit that way, it's because I am. Yes, Lord, honey. Yes, God. I want to come to you live for just a half a second to let you guys know what's going on in my world, honey. I am enjoying the evening and having a good time out here and things of that nature, honey. Please go to my YouTube page. If you have not been following me on all media, on social media streams, honey, please go to youtube.com/BigMeach1. It's BIGMEACH. And then there is the number one. And follow me there. I just put up my latest commentary, editorial, if you will, on what's going on here in the world. Hello there. See who came up in here. We have Keith. Hey, baby. Daddy miss you. And let's see, we got KJ. Hey, KJ, what's going on, sweetie? Right now, honey, I am feeling myself. I am off at the JOB and carrying on. And I am now in Midtown Atlanta. I just left Bulldogs, as I said earlier. I've been cocktailing and carrying on. Wait a minute, I'm going to sit right here because if I start to walk and talk at the same time, I think I'm miss y'all. Or I may get distracted. So here, where am I? I am at 10th and Piedmont over here by the Hyatt. Yeah, that's what, the Hyatt Hotel over here at near 10th and Piedmont right about now. So, hey, what's going on? Let me see who else that came up in the room because I see folks trying to talk to me. Let me see. I'm going to say hey. I say hey to Keith. I say hey to KJ. Haji, hey, baby, what's going on? Darlene, Franklin, the Reverend, hey, how you doing, baby? Kenneth Horton is here. Clarence is here. Ronald is here. Wait a minute, I didn't wave at y'all. Wait a minute, I gotta make sure I wave at everybody. Say hey, that y'all know I acknowledge you. Author GD Grace is in the house. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Grace? You know, Grace, listen. I need you to send me your press kit so I can bring you on the radio show, baby. So we can talk about your books and carry it on and get you on the show. Yes. Hey, baby. Kenneth say hey, D. Hey, what's going on? Demetrius Taylor is here. Now, you know you're my namesake. Hey, baby. Ha ha! We have the exact same name, although you spell it differently. I don't have the U in mine. So hello to you as well. Brianna Nicole. Hi, baby. No, it has not come in the mail yet, so don't ask me. It is not here. I'll let you know when it gets here. Let's see. Ron Earl, he waves. Hey, baby. Kalima. Hey, Miss Poet Extraordinaire. How are you, darling? How are you? Okay, we need to talk soon. Leo Brown, the psychic. Hey, baby, what's going on? I need to bring you back on the show as well. As I said, I'm here in Midtown Atlanta doing my thing. I'm a little tipsy, honey, so, okay. I am feeling myself. I am feeling beautiful. I'm feeling lovely. I am feeling, just feeling me right about now. I need to be at home cleaning up my house because my house, it looks like my house needs some reorganization completely. And I want you to imagine your worst. Imagine your worst. And then times that by 10. And that's what my house looks like right about now. And that's no exaggeration. I have not had time or need to clean up more than I need to. And then sometimes because I have been in this lull, when I start cleaning up, I get tired real easy these days. And so it gets half cleaned or whatever. So I'm probably going to have to hire somebody to come in and do it for me so we can get my house to look like whatever, because I have not invited anybody over because it looks like a sham. But I'm ready to have company over, so we got to get it together, right? But, okay, that's me rambling. But, wait a minute. How did you say, what is that lounge on the corner of Piedmont and 10th open yet? No, I don't see any lounges open. No, right now, right here, directly on the corner, no, there's nothing here. There's nothing that's open just yet. I hope it come on and open, but I don't know what's happening. So that's news to me, but no, there's nothing here. Leo, hey, Demetrius, hey, Leo. I need to bring you back on the show, baby, on the radio show, so we'll talk soon. Okay? Derek is here. Cornell is here. Okay, how did you say what? You need a sexy house cleaner. He can't be that sexy because then he won't clean up the house, honey. Or maybe you know, if he come in professionally, it'll give me something to work with. Then he'll be trying to work on tips or whatever. Oh, okay. No, honey, I may have an extra $100 to spare, maybe if that. I don't know if that's true, but I usually charge $10 an hour for folks to come in to clean up, honey. And I think you could do it in about 2 or 3 hours, maybe, at the max 5. So that's $50. So come on up in here. For those who want to come do it, you're more than welcome. Okay. Who we got? We got Cedric that came in, Ken that came in, Gregory that came in. Hey, Ruby that came in the house. That's my sister. Ruby, hey Ruby. What's going on, darling? Pearl is sitting up here. I'm not full yet, but I'm feeling good. I've been cocktailing just a little bit. So right now I hear that the mix, they got a little barbecue or something going on for Labor Day. So I think I'm going to try myself to go around here and see what's going on. Chester, what's up, Chester? Hey, Chester! What's happening, baby? Ricky that came up in here. Ricky! Hey, what's going on? For those of you saying hello, Brian, hey, baby. How are you, my darling? I usually don't say hi like that. You know, I try to sit down here. But right now, I'm not on a topic right now. But I am going to ask you guys to go and see my new editorial on my Facebook page. Not Facebook, it's YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Big Meach and the number 1. Big Meach is spelled B-I-G-M-E-A-C-H. Peach with an M is how I'm spelling Big Meach. Go there and look at my new commentary regarding it is on, y'all know Pastor Jasper, what's his name? Jasper Williams, I believe, the guy who eulogized Aretha Franklin. He's been getting a lot of backlash lately because of his stance on, he made a comment about women can't raise men. And so that, Sadina, you say, what, where am I exactly? I am exactly in front of your old job. I'm right here on the corner. If I were to go up the hill, I'll be at the front door of your old job. Wait a minute, see? Did you see that? Wait a minute, see? See where it said Hyatt? Yeah. I am standing right here directly on the corner at the bricks right here where everybody usually waiting for their Uber and carrying on if they're not at the hotel. That's exactly where I am. Not directly on the corner, but just shy of the corner of 10th and Piedmont. Yep, that's where I am. Danny that came in. Hello there, my darling. Now let's see. A lot of you have come in, so let me sit up here and get a little serious because I know that I'm in a space right about now. However, let me get a little serious because I have been in need of putting a post up regarding the school situation. I told you the next time I come on, I'm going to talk about the school situation, about how the children were sitting up there not turning away these kids because of their hair. And I'm having a real big problem with that. But it is twofold, darling. It is completely twofold because, let me start with the obvious. The children came to school and the administration said they were going to turn them away and send them home. You got the one school where they had the boy with the dreads and the other school with the girl with the braids. And they were saying that wasn't natural or whatever because I don't know how they looked at it and determined that she had extensions or whatever. I'm having a hard time with that. But they determined that her hair was unnatural and they sent her home and said she was against school policy. The whole thing of it is that the first thing that I'm going to say here is that this may be going against everybody else, but if there was a policy, and that is something that you agreed to, when you sit up there and signed your name on the dotted line and said you agreed to this, then sweethearts, we cannot sit up there and be mad because the children wanted to sit down and enforce their own policy and carry it on. You understand? They sit up there and enforce their policy, and it may have been inconvenient. It may have been not the popular answer but they enforced their policy, and a lot of people got upset about it. But here's the thing. If that was not the case, and they decided to sit down there and to act a fool and want to say, oh, that hairstyle is not natural and carry on, I'm having a problem with that. You see what I'm saying? Since when does children not having a braided hairstyle become unnatural? Or since when have children who come from the islands, or those who have embraced a Muslim or whatever ethnic religion, and dreads are the acceptable form of religious expression, when has that not become normal in this particular day and age? We've been doing that for too long. So with those schools, I'm having a hard time for them. I'm having a hard time trying to process and understand how they found that to be unacceptable, unnatural. What was the other word that they used? It was, I'm trying to think of another word, but right now we're going to go with unacceptable and unnatural. So can you believe that somebody tried to call me on Facebook and I'm going live? I can't stand that.
I didn't feel like sitting on
Haji, what you say? Did you see where a school in New York turned a bunch of black boys loose because of them wearing white shoes instead of black shoes and not told their parents? Really? No, I have not heard that. Really? Okay, now you know what? That's starting to piss me off because see now, okay, here we go. Now, I have to be fair in saying that if this is something that the parents have signed up for and you have asked all of the questions, you have done your thing into understanding what it is to be a part of this school, and they have outlined what the rules are and carrying on. If you have signed up for that, then darling, you can't be upset if they're going to enforce and exercise the rules. Okay, that's the big thing here. If you signed on the dotted line and said that you accept and agree to the terms, then you can't be upset if they decide to enforce them, and your child happens to be the one who is part of the casualties of such a thing. You know what I'm saying? However, if that is not the case, and these children decided that they're going to enforce a policy that you were unaware of. Oh, hello there. Damn, he was fine. You go puny ass and carrying on nice and muscular. Although muscular, I like big dudes, but not necessarily muscular, honey. I like the everyday blue collar boy, honey. You know, the football player, 250 plus. Okay, yeah, that's anyway. Okay, I'm diverting. I digress. Let me pull it back together where I am. What I'm saying is about this particular subject, if we are going to agree to these particular terms, then we agree to it. But if the school decided that they're going to enforce a policy that they did not tell the people about, and you did not sit down with the parents and tell them, okay, we're expecting this and we're expecting that of your children, then we have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Because now it just seems as though shit is just coming out the blue, and you're making things up just to make them up. And I don't want to be quick to use the race card, okay? However, the problem that I had with the girl with the braids that carried on, it had the appearance that this thing became a racial issue because black hair care, black hairstyles have always been about the braids. That doesn't change, child. When you're trying to get your kid's hair to grow, whatever, that has always been a thing. Back even when I was a kid, you put extensions in the child's head, and that way she could sit down there and get her hair to grow, and this, that, and the other. So that's a cultural thing. But if that's what you're going to object to, I have a problem with that, because that means that you're not being sensitive to the needs of the community. And how dare you assume that something was not natural? Who are you to sit up there and say that this baby's hair wasn't hers? Unless she came in bald the one day and then come down with hair down to her ass the next. I get that. But at the same time, who are you to make that particular judgment call or whatever? You know what I'm saying? This is a disparage here that has a grand old loophole that sits down there, and you don't want see the society, the mainstream kids are always harping that, Okay, black folks always throw race into the mix. But when you have a loophole that is designed, hey baby, that is designed to say that it could be misconstrued as a racist act, then we have something to consider. You know what I'm saying? So if we're not, oh, hello, yes. So, if, hey Ruby, if this is why you stood out here on the corner waiting for me to come and pick you up, bitch, I understand. I get it. Anyway, I digress, honey. I'm sitting up here, yeah, honey, the kids out here, baby. Oh, okay. Okay. But if we are going to sit down here and if the children have to deal with this loophole that exists and it screams that it has the onset of racial undertones or whatever, hey, baby, how are you? All right, you better walk down that street, baby. Walk, baby. Okay. If we're going to sit down here and go through all those particular changes, then the school system has to understand that they can't get upset with the general public if there is a loophole that will allow for racial interpretation to be handled, because they have not done anything to solidify or to acknowledge that that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? So we have a number of issues here that need to be addressed. But what say you? Because see, I'm trying to understand where this all is. I know we get it that, okay, if you signed up for it and carried on, this is what it is. But if that's not what you signed up for, or yeah, that was a thickums, honey. Or if it has not been if it has not been completely outlined, or if you are lazy and did not decide to ask the question. See, that's the other point, because I can't put this all on the school system, because there should be a number of children who may have sat down there and not asked the questions. They have not been proactive in their children's education to where these particular questions, can be answered so that they can be prepared for the upcoming school system. Parents, you went down there to register the kids. So if you went down there to register the kids and they sit down there and say, okay, we have a school code of conduct and this, that, and the other, if they only gave you the book and did not explain it, I take issue with that, because see, the whole idea that I'm taking issue with is, for the most part, folks are not going to read that damn book. Okay? And you know that. So whether to put that on the parents to say they should have read the book or the content or whatever, because this is what we did provide it, that there is a cop-out. Because damn well the kids are not going to sit down there and read that fucking book. So what should have happened was, you should have sat down there and have provided a means for them to understand it, so that when their kids come to school for the new season, they were on point. If you say uniforms are the only acceptable weapon, then the parents should have known you got to get uniforms. They need the uniform, black shoes, black socks, blah, 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 blah. That should have been outlined. Do not deviate from that. Okay, because we're not going to accept white socks and black shoes, because we said black socks, black shoes. Okay, they should have verbalized that and vocalized that, and give the parents time to sit up there and ask questions, because it's going to be the ghetto children. And I'm going to say that like that, because it's going to be those particular children who feel as though they don't have the money or don't want to spend the money to sit down there and get something extra. They already got to buy supplies. They already got to buy backpacks. They already got to buy this, that, and the other. And now you saying, I got to make sure that my baby got black socks. Well, hell, I done bought them white socks all this damn time. And hell, if the black socks are dirty, you're not going to tell me when I should or should not. I got the baby dressed for school. So you got all that kind of calamity going on. And when you know that's going to happen, then the administration should have made sure that there were no loopholes. They should have made sure that that they go through and put all of the things out there so that the parents are well educated on what is expected of that school. How did you say what? I don't see it as racist, but I see the schools are using blacks to build their budget and non-passively run the blacks out because they know black people won't fight for their kids. Wait a minute, hold on. Won't fight for their kids, or some don't bite the master's hand logic. We will hotep debate each other before we question a white teacher or administration. And that's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I can't fuck with that one. I won't fuck with that one because I think you may have a point there. But that goes back to what I'm saying about as far as the parents asking questions to understand and to leave the meeting knowing that my child is going to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Or that this is going to be the best school year possible. Oftentimes, I believe that we get caught up in just wanting to get the kids back to school. You know what I'm saying? This is back to school time and this, that, and the other. And oftentimes, I think the parents get so overwhelmed with wanting to make sure that their kids are out their damn hair, to where they just put their name on anything because they don't read. They sit up there and feel as though, oh, okay, it must be right. And then when it comes down to the enforcement of it, now you want to sit down there and call them out their name and carry on and feel as though they wrong. Well, you know this is how black folks, and it becomes that whole big old bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And in that regard, that's where I can't blame the whole school system on this. I have to blame the parents as well. You see what I'm saying? Raymond, you say what? The ghetto children. What children? What children going to these children? Okay. Well, the ghetto children, honey, I must say it, and I'm not going to mince words with it. The ghetto children are the ones just that. They come from the urban places. You know, they come from the projects that carrying on. And most of the time when we say ghetto children, we are talking about those who come from those particular areas and then their parents have not reinforced any kind of upstanding values. They reinforce that kind of mentality that says that folks ought to do something for them and not that because they're supposed to. It becomes an issue of entitlement. And a lot of folks who we call ghetto happen to have a sense of entitlement because they feel as though because they had a hard issue or a hard life or whatever the case may be, that the world should understand and this, that, and the other. And no, the world ain't got to understand shit. You know what I'm saying? And that there is where a lot of this come into play. When we're talking about the school system and we're talking about something just as basic as hair, when we're talking about clothing, shoes, book bags, and even if they want to say, remember how when we were in school, they used to tell you that in order to do the test, you had to have a number 2 pencil, and you couldn't do it in anything else but a number 2 pencil. Well, there was a reason for it, because the system that they set up only reads the kind of lead that comes from a number 2 pencil. Everybody, and I've had a number 1, and I didn't realize that. I've had a number 1, I've had ink pens and carrying on, but the system is not going to read the test. So if you know that, why would you sit up there and buck the system? Okay? And to the credit of the school, if the school set up there and said that, and made it obvious, and I'm stressing that, they made it obvious, they made it a point to tell you that this is what we are going to have. This is our rules and regulations, and carrying on, and you sign the dotted line, then you cannot be upset when they go to enforce their rules. On the same token, for those of them, particularly with the girl who was ousted, okay, because of her hair, they said it wasn't natural. Who are you to determine what's natural and what's not, unless that child sat up there and was bald-headed the one day, you know, and then come back to school the next day, honey, and she got hair down to her shoulders or whatever, because then you know that they have done something, put extensions in the hair and carried on. But are you mad at the extensions, school, or are you mad at the fact that because the school claimed that it was not natural? And here's the other thing about that. This was a Catholic school. So why is it that we had a lot of these faith-based organization schools sit down there and want to, you know, have exact interpretation of their rules and carry on? That there has been a problem for me. Because if you say that you're representing God and God said, come as I am, why was this an issue? Now, that may be a debatable point. I'm not going to dwell on that. It's just that that's a point to take into consideration. And it got windy as hell out here. Is it supposed to rain? I hope not, because I don't have an umbrella, baby. Oh, I don't want to. Jesus, don't let it rain over there. But I'm trying to get over here to the mix, but I'm going to catch a picture of my way. I let the bus go by. But I want to go over here and get me. I need something to eat, child. I really do. I need something to eat. Because I had a little bit too much alcohol for not having nothing on my stomach but sugar. And, okay, right, y'all know how that is. Alcohol and sugar. Honey, it means I'm going to get, okay, and y'all see me look at my lips because I got dry. I can stand some water, okay, because I need something, some other form of libation other than this liquor. But, okay, and I'm saying all this to say, honey, I'm aware of my faculties, okay. So don't get it twisted. Okay, well, wait a minute. I got a couple of folks that came up here and said a couple of things. Michelle May, hey, my favorite brother. Hey, my other sister. What's going on with you, baby? I appreciate you for coming in. Sergio, you say, well, I agree. But when I was in junior high school and high school, they gave me the code of conduct. But no teacher really explained it to us. That was from 1976 to 1979, from junior high school, and 1979 to 1982 for high school. Oh, you were 82. I graduated in 87, and you're right. You know, at the time when we were in school, no, they didn't do all that kind of shit. You know, they just gave it to you and they expected you to read it. But now that we have academies and this, that, and the other, to where we have private institutions, then what we have is you know, opportunities to where we have the ability for folks to come on up in here to explain, because the times have changed. You know what I'm saying? Times have changed, and even though we did read the whole book, but we had to sign off as if we did. And that's the whole point. When you sign off and say that you read it or whatever the case may be, then they're going to hold you responsible. And oftentimes you can't sit down there and get mad because you put your signature on it, and that's what we fuck up. Okay, Kevin that came in. Hey, baby, Rosalind that came in. Rosalind, bitch, where the hell you been? Okay, thank you for coming up in here. You and I need to talk desperately so I can find out what's going on in your world and things of that nature. Girl, bad. Okay, that dropped off the face of the damn planet. Okay, but thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. How did you say what? How does black kids adopted by white get past this? You know, whites adopted parents can't do black hair. What do you mean? Okay, so what are you saying? That, okay, hold on. I'm trying to get this into perspective because we got two different issues working with that statement. The first thing is that for those who are into interracial families and white people who end up adopting black children, that's a whole different dynamic, okay? Because now we're trying to make sure that you know, they have to deal with cultural essences and carrying on and understanding what to do with their kids and how to keep them culturally relevant and carrying on. So that there may be an issue. But then because it sounds like you're asking, okay, what do they do if they are white and the kids are black, and now they're putting their kids' hair in braids or whatever. So you're saying that because they may not know how to do it, oh, hello, that's nice. Because they may not know how to do it, they go take it to the beauty shop or whatever and get somebody who knows how to do it and carrying on. So are you saying that they deserve a pass, or what happens when they don't do this, that, and the other? Okay. I got distracted. Are you saying, what happens in that particular case? Because, in that particular manner, I'm sure that let me not put that way. I won't say I'm sure. A lot of those kids who may end up going to other schools may not be in charter schools. You know what I'm saying? And carrying on. So that's an interesting dynamic, and I don't want to dismiss that like that, but that's very interesting. Very interesting, and it requires more study, and requires a little bit more than me going into it right now, because I have to really research that because that's hot. That's hot. Okay, Raymond, you say what? Sorry, I meant to say, so they are busing the children to these schools. Okay, perhaps. Perhaps they are busing the kids. But that doesn't sit, even if they are busing the kids, what it comes down to is understanding the dynamics of what the policies are. And see, I think what has happened is we as a country got all twisted and bent because of the school and their policy. Now, I know I did the same thing because I put on Sister Circle. I tweeted it. This is the second time we done had a church who was supposed to be of Christian descent go through what they go through about these kids' hair, and yet the church is supposed to come as you are. At the same time, we cannot fault them for enforcing policies that they feel need to be enforced, and at the same time, you signed your name on the dotted line, but then want to get mad because they enforcing the rules. Bitch, did you read? Did you sit down there and say, okay, I get it, I understand? See, that's the flip side. Uh-oh.